The last part of immersive engineering is the excavator. But to know where to dig, we need a thing to drill core samples. So, that requires 4 steel scaffolding, 2 lead engineering blocks, and some fence, 3 steel fence. This requires my crafting table, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. Just have to use this one. And there. Now we're not quite... Now, this is going to be used in conjunction with the excavator. But it's also going to determine where to build the thing. So we need all the supplies necessary to build the excavator. And let's see, that's... Oh, this must be... This is where I put it. Yeah, can't believe I didn't remember that. Alright. First off, 6 steel scaffolding. Easy. And 16 steel sheet metal, which requires 16 steel plates. 3 radiator blocks. How many do we have? Exactly that many from the diesel generator. 9 light engineering blocks, 1 redstone engineering block, and 4 heavy engineering blocks. Well, we've got the redstone engineering block, but we need, well, the rest of it. Since the steel scaffolding is finished, or rather, the steel plates are finished, we might as well build the sheet metal here. And then, let's see, where was this? 9 light engineering blocks and 4 heavy engineering blocks. Okay, well, let me see. Copper. Should have some. So, I've got one here. I only need 8 light engineering blocks. And given how you build those, they take iron mechanical components. Heavy engineering blocks take steel mechanical components. And both of those take plates of either iron or steel. There we go. And they need the electrum for the core of the heavy engineering blocks. Let's see. There's the steel mechanical components. And I think I need steel sheet metal as well for the heavy engineering blocks. And iron sheet metal for the lead engineering blocks. Let me see if I can do this from memory. Oh, wait. That's better. And of course I need my hammer to make it officially complete. There. But where to put this thing? I'm going to go around a bit and take some core samples. Let me just put the core sample drill here. I guess we need to power it. And then, right click it. And it drills down and comes back up with a sample. And if I had to guess, yeah. Now let me see. What's in this? Silt? Oh, good grief. Why would I want that? Okay, is there a way I can... yeah, here we go. Yeah, you can just sort of place these. Let me see, what about the next chunk over? What's in this? More silt. Well, I can get that anywhere. Perhaps if I moved somewhere further away, or at least further away from where I was taking samples. Which ironically would be closer to the base. Yeah, I can certainly tell where this was when this was filmed. What's this here? Chalcopyrite. I don't remember what exactly is in chalcopyrite, or even if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But I suppose I could link the Wikipedia article. I always do that. Alright, so after I've... Anyway, after I've killed that creeper, I'm just going to... I'll put the excavator here, and... Need something to pick the ores up in. Okay, let me just run this, make sure I got everything I do. Then, let's see, the description of the first floor should be that. What can I possibly build with these things? Alright, where was I? Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3 on either side. And then 2 sheet metal and a radiator block on one side. sheet metal here, here, and there. And I think that's a light engineering block. There. Okay, finished with the first floor. Now for the next. Let me just angle this. 3 light engineering, 2 sheet metal, 1 redstone. Or should I say the 1 redstone? And I think that's the... I'll get back to this as soon as I can. Well, that zombie doesn't seem to be anywhere nearby, so, now I don't remember if that was a... It doesn't... I can't tell if that's a light or a heavy engineering block. Maybe it is a heavy engineering block. Of course, if I run out of light engineering blocks, it's probably a light engineering block. And then... There. 3 heavy engineering blocks. That's it for them. Sheet metal, light engineering, and sheet metal. Like that. Okay, next floor. 1, 2, 3. 2 radiators. 1 sheet metal. Where was I? Sheet metal there and there. What else? Okay, everything except that. And that seems to be it, surprisingly. Oh, but wait. There's more. 9 blocks of steel and 20 scaffolding. This is the... this looks like the... I knew something was missing here. Let me just pause this thing. It's when it's finished. It's only one... It's only the one, I think, level or whatever. There. And then the whole thing... I couldn't have just shown this to me, like, all together. The 2 pieces of it fit together in such a way that the central steel block attaches to... I might as well turn these off. It's connected... where are my torches? Do I seriously just not have these? Well, I suppose I'll just have to mark it to some other way. There. It attaches there where that cobblestone block is, but on the other side. So I'm going to have to go back to base and build steel scaffolding and steel blocks. And if you remember from a couple of episodes ago, steel blocks, while they may not be recognized by the manual itself, are recognized by the structure when it's built. I'm kind of wondering if I have to hit the hammer on two different things. Okay, let me say that. How many steel blocks does this thing need? That didn't tell me anything. Here. 9 of them. 9 times 9 is 81, which means I need more iron. Do I have enough to run through? I suppose technically it's just easier to count doing these things in stacks of 64. So what I'm going to do is make just enough, or smelt just enough iron dust to bring this total up to 64. And while that's cooking, I need what, 20 steel scaffolding? Yeah, 20. Which is basically 4 times the recipe. There's going to be some left over. Okay, and there we are. That's 24 of them. 4 of which I'll just stick down here in the bag. Now, of the steel that's left, I need 81 for the blocks. And 64 plus 32 is, yeah, it's 96, so I'm fine. Now, one thing I'm going to have to do, though, is, I think you're supposed to right-click the 2 pieces separately to activate them. I had my gun with me the whole time. I could have done some test firing. Oh well. So if I were to go forward with this, does it specify anywhere to doesn't look like it does, no. You can see this thing assembled, but none of the blocks are highlighted in red. Oh, and I think one more thing I ought to do is bring a backpack. I got plenty to spare. Come to think of it, you know what I might want to do? I have here some basic logistical transporters. And I'll use those to connect the backpack to the excavator. You need a lot of energy per tick, but fortunately I've got a lot of energy per tick. Just go grab my crafting table if I need to craft something on the fly later. I think that should actually be enough. Yeah, that's exactly it. Where did I put that thing? Yeah, there it is. Alright, I think what I ought to do is make a, let's take one of these blocks out, like this one, for instance, and put the central block there so that I can reach through it with the hammer and click it when it's ready. If you look here, it's, yeah, you need 2 steel scaffolding in each direction, which means I'm going to have to dig down a bit. Alright, how'd the other ones go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And then, well, 5 again, but with steel blocks on either end. And 1 down here. No, wait. There. And the same on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, that's the wheel done. Where's my hammer? There it is, okay. And that's the bucket wheel. And over here, the excavator, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Just get this thing out of the way. And I ought to go back and grab my backpack, a backpack. I forgot to do that. So that I can demonstrate exactly how this works and what chalcopyrites actually is. I mean, galena, for example, is lead and silver. Oh, my backpacks are all in here. Bauxite is an aluminum ore alloy. This one isn't empty. This one isn't empty. You could probably consolidate these into something. Ah, here we go. Okay, now this I think is where the power goes. But before I do that, actually this might be the one time where I use redstone control. If I put a lever here, okay, and then the logistical transporter, which will go there. Wait, is that not how? Well, if that's not where it comes out, where does it come out? Unless, what I'd have to do is use a pickup upgrade. I know I've got one in my backpack, but I'm not so sure I need. Maybe that's what'll happen. It'll spit out there, because there doesn't seem to be another place on this thing to take stuff out of. Alright, so I guess what I ought to do is upgrade this backpack with pickup, turn it on. Take my trusty energy nitro cell. Ah, here we go. And it looks like it's bringing stuff up. The problem is, one, it's not getting picked up by the backpack, and two, this is mostly dirt. Except for these are grass blocks. Wait a minute. It got sulfur dust and iron. So it looks like it hit the vein of chalcopyrites. You can sort of see what it's digging up in these buckets, too. And yeah, it is going in there. It's getting sulfur dust, which I didn't think was an engineering thing. Iron and copper. Now, iron and copper are very common elements, but the sulfur dust, I didn't even know Immersive Engineering even had sulfur dust. One thing I'm also curious about, is it actually making a hole? Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to tell, am I? Ah, there we go. Oops. Well, now you've seen me shoot this thing. Yeah, problem is it doesn't have a scope, but that's rather beside the point. And there's still all these there's these shell casings, which are empty. And overarching all of this is the fact that this seems to be a little too much to handle at times, I guess. If I knew where that guy was, and it... well, at any rate, you've seen That's fascinating. Well, I suppose I'll have to reload this thing later. But anyway, when and if I get the chance, I'll shut this off. There we go. So now you know how this thing works. The excavator. In fact, I think it's actually... It's not as complicated as the arc furnace in terms of requirements, but it is in terms of what you have to build. There's like two things, and you have to build them both. And on a related note, I think this gun is going to come in pretty handy. And that will be when we raid the next dungeon. I've got maps for 2 of them.